The other day, I was riding my bike, and I was listening to my favorite podcast by Catherine Whitman. She had a guest on who said something that made a lot of sense to me. He stated that all of us, most of us, what we want to do in life is just to live a healthy and happy life. And I think that's the reason why you tune into this channel, because that makes a lot of sense to me. And as Americans, the way we would judge healthier and happier is convenience and value. And when I talk about value, I'm talking about something, not just price, but something that either you obtain long-term gain or you avoid long-term pain. But it's so hard to do that nowadays because pollution is everywhere. It's in the sky, it's in the ground, it's in the water we drink. And how can you live a healthy and happy life with all this around you? I know it's hard to understand, but there is a way. And that way is a circular bonus economy place, which is something I'm going to take you today. It's a place of no waste. In order to get into this place, you have to be able to know this passcode. Close the loop, close the pollution. I promise you, if you learn to hang out in this place, you develop new relationships in the community. You'll find jobs, if you so choose, that have more dignity, all the while preserving nature's dignity. Now I know this is a lot of heavy stuff. When I need a break, I go for a walk. I like to go for a walk in the woods. Love walking in the woods. Hear the birds chirping, the light's coming in, I smell the trees, and I look up to see the birds, and next thing you know, I'm stepping on a beer light can, and then a car goes by and throws all the trash over. This is happening more and more. So now I have to have a plan B, and that's the beach. Oh, I love going to the beach. Around here, it's Plum Island. First thing I do when I go to Plum Island is take my shoes off. I walk along the beach. Oh, I love the feel of that on my calluses. And I'm walking along, and the waves are coming over. And oh, it feels, the sound of the waves, just all that combined just puts me in a great place. And then I step on the Amazon packaging, and I look. There's a plastic milk bottle, and there's other milk bottles there too. And I say to myself, if it's on the beach, if all this plastic's on the beach, it's in the water. And if it's in the water, the fish are eating it. They eat the fish. I'm getting those microplastics in me. What's that doing to my endocrine system? What's that doing to your endocrine system and your loved ones? Now, I'm not trying to sell you anything, but someone thought this was such a prevalent problem that now you can buy a microplastic blood test kit for $150. There's a farmer in Maine. 20 years ago, he got a letter from the Kennebunk Municipal Waste Department saying, we're going to send you municipal waste sludge. It's going to be good for your farm, and we're going to send it to you for free. 5 years ago, he got another letter from the Kennebunk Municipal Waste Department that stated that we've tested your water, we've tested your land. It's polluted with PFAS, which means it's a heavy-duty industrial compound that gets mixed in with all the waste of the place, and you have to cease operations. He's learned that people in his family, his children, have thyroid issues. His wife's has diabetes, and he has Parkinson's. And on top of that, he can't use his milk or waste. So to help you avoid this problem of pollution, I want you to go to a place of no waste. In order to get into this place, you have to be able to know the passcode, which is close the loop, close the pollution. I'm particularly qualified to be your guide. I'm not only a high school biology teacher, but I'm the first American trained by the French to teach and be a pro facilitator of the circular economy collage. Collage is French for workshop. You say, I promise you, if you learn to hang out in this place, you learn to build better community in ways you can't do now. Find jobs that have more dignity, all the while knowing that you're preserving nature's beauty. I'm going to teach you a game-changing idea in today's episode, and I'm going to do that by taking you to a place that you're familiar with, and then I'm going to take you to a place that you're going to want to go to. So, let's go. Welcome to the linear penalty economy place, where we take, make, and waste. When I talk about take, I'm talking about drilling for oil and gas, mining for gold, silver, or with all the EVs, lithium and cobalt. These activities really chew up the environment and cause all sorts of pollution. But that's just the start. All those resources are then transported to the factories all over the world. All these factories are governed by one idea: efficiency. Efficiency means make things as fast and as cheap as you can and get them out the door. And these things give us a lot of value. Stoves, wash machines, cell phones. They all give us a lot of convenience and value. And we're happy using them, yet we're told after a few short months that we got to throw them away in order to get the newest convenience and value. Buy the newest models. So we throw this stuff away, and it goes and accumulates in the landfills. And it accumulates in the landfills. Landfills are growing exponentially. They're getting bigger and bigger all the time. I was down in Shelby County a few months ago. They took me to the landfill for Memphis, Tennessee. It's the highest place in all of Shelby County. You could ski down it if they got enough snow in Tennessee to ski. According to the EPA and the World Bank, in 1975, we Americans produced enough waste to bury Manhattan in waste 10 feet deep. The projection moving forward in the next 50 years is we can produce 700 million tons, which will be equivalent to 5 Manhattans. And if that's not bad enough with the wash machines, stoves, and cell phones, you put the waste from food on top of that, where from Big Ag, we produce all this food, and it creates all of this pollution coming from the way we grow it, from the way we transport it. It goes to your supermarket, you buy it, and by the time you use it, need it, over 30% of it has been wasted. So we're putting all this food waste on top of the stoves, washing machines, and cell phones. Think of it, your neighborhood. What's the largest truck that goes around during the week? It's not the Amazon truck. It's the waste container truck. These landfills are growing, getting bigger and bigger and bigger all the time. This, people, this is a race to the bottom. Now, let us go to the place of no waste. Welcome to the circular bonus economy place. Where there's no such thing as waste, because we follow nature. In nature, there's no such thing as waste. Everything that is used is food for another. Nature takes all local resources and optimizes them. We don't do efficiency over here like they do over in the linear economy place. We optimize. Let me demonstrate that, illustrate that a little bit better. Close the loop, close the pollution. I know what you're thinking. This looks like a fish. Think of this as not just a fish, but all the fishes of the world, where little fish get eaten by the bigger fish, get eaten by the bigger fish. And at the top of the food chain, in the ocean, you have tuna and swordfish, which I used to love to eat, but they're so full of plastic now, I'm not sure anymore. Another way of looking at it. You didn't think I was going to switch this like this, did you? Think of these are the roots, and this is the stalk of a plant. This is a plant. And as the roots grow, the soil feeds the plant feeds us, and then we feed the soil. That's regenerative organic farming in a nutshell. Close the loop, close the pollution. Let me give you a practical example. How many of you have one trash can either in your kitchen or in the hallway? I'm sure many of you do. And a few more of you have a recycle bucket. And you've been told that that recycle bucket is the key, using it more is the key towards reducing landfills. And I'm about to show you in future episodes how that's considered a complete failure in Europe and what they're doing about it. I have a friend of mine who has a third bucket, a green bucket, a little green bucket. And in that little green bucket, he puts his food waste in, and then a couple of times a week, he goes in the back and puts it in a compost bin, and in 6 months, he has all this compost that he can use on his garden. Now, I know a lot of you aren't into gardening. I have another friend who lives in a condominium complex. He doesn't like gardening either, but he still has a green bucket. And all his food waste goes in there, and every few weeks, a truck comes by and picks it up and brings it to a commercial compost site near his community. They're imitating at this commercial compost site the circular bonus economy place, where they're circling in closing the loop on pollution. Because that food waste is not going to the landfills, but it's going to this place called a commercial compost site. I've been to these places. And the trucks come in, and the food waste is dropped, and over a period of 6 months, they turn it over. And they slowly make this food waste into compost. 6 months later, these trucks come back and bring it back to the community. It could be your nursery where you buy your plants, or it could be your local garden, a farmer who you buy fruits and vegetables from. Those places are benefiting from this compost in a lot of ways, one of which is it's full of fertilizers. And they don't have to go buy now as much chemical fertilizers. It's also a soil additive, and the plants that grow in compost, roots can go deeper because the land is softer and more open, and the water can permeate through it. The plants grow taller, and they can resist drought. And you benefit from plants that have less pesticides and herbicides on them, hopefully none, and they taste better because they've been grown more naturally, the way nature grows things. Another way this illustrates closed loop is that the money stays locally. The money doesn't go to the landfill that's owned by a multinational company. It stays local. And by keeping that company employed, they spend their money, and all that stays in the loop. That's all the time we have today. Close the loop, close the pollution. So go get yourself a green bucket and start composting your food waste. You'll be helping you and your loved ones to avoid a lot of pollution. Close the loop, close the pollution. That's not just a slogan. It's a proven strategy that's transforming how Europe does business, feeds its people, and protects its environment. And Americans, we can do it too. And that's what we're going to be doing on this channel. Every week, I'm going to take you deeper into the circular bonus economy place. I'll show you why closing the loop literally closes pollution, how Europeans are doing it, and why it works, how you can avoid pollution while saving money. In the next episode, I'm going to teach you a new mind-boggling idea. Nature designs things at the beginning, at the end. If you want to join me on this journey, and if you want to learn how to live healthier, save money, and stop poisoning yourself and family, then subscribe to this channel. Leave a comment. What surprises you about the circular economy place? Or maybe even tell me about your experience with microplastics in your favorite place. I'm Tivnan, and I'll see you next week.